everyone, and welcome to the Grow Your Tutoring Business podcast. Um, you might be wondering what has happened to Richard's voice. Whose is that charming northern accent? So, well, he and Jane are both in China. So I am tasked with doing a little takeover, attempting to hold the fort. So I will do my best. If you don't know me, my name is Vicki Gilby, and I run a tuition business called Count on Me, and I am part of the Tutors Who Thrive team. So I have done a podcast before, but that was with Richard. You can go back and listen to that if you want to hear more about the whole backstory of getting into tuition. But this is my first time by myself, and it's really weird just talking into the void. So bear with me and be gentle. Um, so I thought today I would just walk you through my first year in business. So I started September last year, and it has been a whirlwind. But I tried to narrow it down into three key themes that have shaped my the process. So those three words that I'm going to focus on today are intention, faith, and connection. So I'm just going to take a word at a time and talk you through what I mean by them. So the first word, intention, is that when I first started out, my intention was pretty simple, that I wanted to escape school and just make a living, meet my bottom line. And I thought, oh, it'd be great to get 30 children. And then I got more confident, and then that evolved into thinking, oh, I can get 40, and then I can get 50. And now I've got, well, more than 75 actually, because just had a few new sign-ups coming in each week. And now my goal is like over 100. So, and I think that probably deep down, I was making myself too small, because something that I really did want was to be able to do something impactful. So the intention evolves as time goes by and we grow, and the business grows bigger, so the goals grow too, and we'll continue to do so, I'm sure. And so, as an example, if you think about Amazon and how massive that is, and Jeff Bezos, who started selling books out of his garage, and he had a vision of building an online platform for buying books. And obviously, then as he achieved that and thought, I'm going to add this, and now look how like massive that is. And I think that starting out, setting goals is quite scary. And for me, I didn't dare say things out loud because in case I didn't get there and I worried about not achieving it and then like feeling silly or looking like a fool. But something that I've definitely learned is that the higher the sort of goal or the more lofty you think that goal is, and when you do commit to it and you say it, or you put it out there in some way, maybe you've got a vision board or something, and I feel like I find ways of actively looking for every single way I can to make that happen. So don't hold back. Be ambitious. I would say that I was quite set from the start about how I wanted my life and my lifestyle to look. So I did commit to only doing 2 evenings of tuition because of my family life and my kids at home. That's all I wanted to do. And I do pack a lot of kids into those 2 evenings. So I do 4 groups on both of those evenings. But obviously, as the business grew, it has guided me into how is that going to grow because I only want to work those 2 evenings. So that's led me to needing to form a team of other tutors and get my own tuition space as well. And that has been like, that was like pretty big milestone getting my own place. And so I've got a rainbow painted on the door, obviously, and my business name is there on the door, count on me. And every time I come up and unlock the door, and I think like, oh my gosh, wow, this is mine, and I'm just so grateful and yeah, I just really feel so proud of it that that's what I've achieved to this point. Um, and so, yeah, really, really grateful for a lot of things. And I think having that intention really helped me to see where I was going and plan for it. Um, and also sometimes I think that having those set intentions of where you want your business to go help you to have an idea of what you say yes to, but also what you say no to. So I started doing some home tuition work for the local council, and I found that I just had no time to work strategically on the business. So I was just doing tutoring all the time, and I wasn't doing anything to facilitate that growth and to like meet my next goal. So I had to give it up. So I stopped doing that, which at the time, feels a bit scary because you think like, well, that's an income stream that I'm just like cutting off then. But what I found is that just by, taking like a bit of a brave step like that, it meant that I could work on, like the marketing side of things or looking strategically at the logistics of the business. And I very quickly made that money back by finding new clients. And then that is like my client, they're my clients, and that's my business rather than working for somebody else, which I find a lot more rewarding. And yeah, I also think that from the start, having no money is so hard. But at the same time, really needing to invest in myself. So that terrible dilemma of what to do. For me, I sort of said, basically said to myself, like, I've survived being skint before. So even if it might be like a bit of short-term pain, it's going to pay off in the long run. So I did do that from very early, paid for things like I did Richard's course and got myself a ticket to the tutoring conference, and looked for any opportunities like that where I could just absorb the experience and wisdom of other people who were going to help me. And it's really paid off. So I'm a big believer in that as well. Uh, so moving on to my next word, which was faith. And when I first started, I was absolutely terrified. I was terrified of failing, of looking a fool, of being judged. I wouldn't put myself out there. I wouldn't put my face on anything in the like early days of the business because I was just scared of what people would think. And that fear can feel quite overwhelming. And that feeling of people doubting me or thinking that I can't handle running my own business. But here's what I've learned that if you can reframe those thoughts, so now I just feel like, okay, well, if someone wants to doubt me or laugh at me, then I just don't need that energy in my life. So that's fine. Like, I'll let them pass me by, and try and focus on how incredible it feels to prove people wrong. Um, so yeah, that's a pretty nice feeling. Um, And actually, I've experienced this with even like well-meaning people who you love can unintentionally plant like seeds of doubt in your mind, just by asking um concerned sort of questions like, are you sure you're going to be able to do this? Like, what about this? What about because obviously they're just worried about you. And but I just feel like I had to keep reminding myself that it's going to work out and having faith in that. And the whole idea that I really buy into is the universe has got my back. And so if I experience a setback, it's just that I'm being tested. I'm not going to fall. The universe has got me. So, and I would give an example. I had a real test in July, and this week got hit with this absolute wrecking ball of a perfect storm. So, in the space of a few days, I got an unexpected bill for over £1,000. I got a speeding fine, a parking ticket, or I actually forgot to put cover in place for one of my tutors who was on holiday, and like the parent turned up and no one was here, and I felt really awful about that. Um, and then I was like running around like a headless chicken, like trying to get here so that I could cover the rest of it. And then I got COVID the next day. And I was so poorly. And I couldn't get anybody to cover my sessions because, like I said, one of my tutors who would normally do that was on holiday. And I had to just put refunds out for over £700, which was a real blow. So in just a few days, I was down like over 2 grand, which, not gonna lie, is a total nightmare. Um, but whereas like a year or two ago, I might have totally crumbled by something like that, I was able to reframe and see it as a lesson. And now I'm actually grateful that that happened, because that experience taught me to be more prepared, have like systems in place and backup plans, and backup plan for the backup plan, and buffers there so that, if there is a problem, we can sort of absorb that financial hit. Um, so I think it reinforced my belief in just trust the process, and we will be okay. We'll be okay. And so I didn't let it break me, and now it's fine. Like I've made that money back, and it's all good. So it's just a bump in the road, which obviously, are going to happen. But then also on a more like positive side of things, with the weird moments where the universe has sort of shown me that it's working for me. I was one day sat in traffic in my car, and there was a big parade going through the village where I work, and loads of people in the street and things, and I couldn't get across the road to my workplace, and I'm thinking, oh no, I'm going to be late. But I thought there was nothing I can do, just got to wait. And I thought, okay, well, at least people who are passing by will see the signs on my car. I've got those like car magnet signs. So at least I'm doing some advertising while I'm just sat here stressing about being late. And anyway, the parade like all passed and it finished. So I was able to just drive across, park up, and as I was getting out of the car, I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? There's a weird man following me. I'm not sure what to do. And then he goes, oh, excuse me. I saw your sign on your car. I'm looking for a tutor for my son. So, oh, if you like panic over, not a weirdo. and we had a chat, and he signed his son up there, like there and then for tuition. And I thought, oh my gosh, like, and I just, it's like I almost knew that was going to happen. It was just magic. And another time, really quite similar, I took some flyers to a uniform shop uh, they said they would hand them out for me, which was lovely. And as I nipped in, gave them the flyers, and went to drive away, and there's a woman at the parking ticket machine buying a ticket. And I'd only been about 10 minutes, so it still had ages left on the ticket. And I said to her, like, would you like my ticket? So she took it and she was like, oh yeah, it's just going to get the kids' uniforms, blah, blah, blah. And wish me luck. And it was so weird because I just had this like funny feeling. And a few days later, she contacted me about tuition and booked it for her daughter. So it's little things like that I just think like, oh, a little bit of magic. And some people will say it's coincidence, but I am a huge Harry Potter fan as well. So I definitely prefer to think of it as magical powers. Um, yeah, so that was faith. And my third and final word uh, to sort of summarize my first year would be connection. So, I've always been quite a people person, and I genuinely enjoy building relationships with the children that I have and the parents. And I'm always excited to see the kids walk in, and I genuinely love seeing them every week and hearing their stories and getting to know what makes them all tick. And I do believe that that strong connection that I've built with the children is what keeps them here coming back. And it's like most of them have stayed with us this year. So they've just stayed on for the following year, which is so lovely. And they know that I care about them. So not just as students and about their academic progress, which obviously is like a huge priority, but I really care about them as people too. Um, so I went to see one of my little ones in a show last week, and it was just so lovely. It was amazing. And her mum was in it as well. And I was so privileged just to be invited. Yeah, she was fantastic on stage. Her mum was amazing. But afterwards, and so after the show finished, and I was just stood outside waiting for her to come out so I could say, well done. And when she like saw me and spotted me, and she just came like absolutely like pelting towards me, running at me, and just like leapt into my arms. And it was just such a gorgeous moment. And I feel like that's really special that um, she has that sort of relationship with me. Because it's definitely something that I worried about for leaving school, like having the same sort of relationship with the children. And similar with the parents, I love getting to know parents as well, building a relationship with them. And I would say that through some of the training and things that I've done over the year, I have at times questioned or wondered, am I like professional enough? Because my style is quite informal and quite chatty, and I'm happy for clients to WhatsApp me. So on my like Facebook page, it has like a WhatsApp button, where I just put my number out there as well. And I'll reply to them in the evening or at the weekend. I know other tutors who have much stricter boundaries with like their working hours, or they only communicate by email, which is totally fine for them. But that sort of level of formality just isn't me. Um, I'm the one who's like being invited to the pub with the mums for after the 11 plus workshop. And I've learned that like that's totally okay. So when you just be yourself, um, the right people will be drawn towards you. And those who aren't right for you, well, they're not your people, and that's okay. So, yeah, and final point about connection is I, for me, I learned really quickly that running your own business can feel really lonely. So, having been used to the busy environment of a school, loads of people to chat to, suddenly I'm all on my own all day, every day. And I am a person who likes a chat. So I sought out opportunities for ways to meet other business owners and other tutors, looking for networking events, conferences, loved the conference. To anything that I could attend, I did try and go to everything that I could because I really love being around other people and hearing their stories and things, even if it's not tutors. I've been to other business networking events, and you always learn something from somebody else. And I really wanted to build on meeting people. So I set up a Facebook group called Tutor Chums, just to try and arrange meeting up with other tutors. And incredibly, this has now evolved into this amazing collaboration with Richard and starting like being part of the Tutors Who Thrive team, and becoming this Tutors Who Thrive live in-person events, which I am so excited about. So for someone like me who thrives on connection, yeah, being involved in organizing these events is a total dream. And we are like on a mission. We really want to bring that sense of community and connection to all over the UK, maybe even beyond the UK one day. I would love to organize like a retreat to Ibiza or something like that. Let me know if you're interested. Uh, so I hope that I will see you maybe at an event soon. Please, if you do attend, like come and chat to me. And if you come in by yourself, we will look after you and you will not be alone for long. Trust me, everyone is so friendly. So I would say, just a little plug here, make sure that you're up to date with plans for events. If you have a look on the main like Facebook page, you'll be able to find links to join your regional Tutors Who Thrive Live Facebook group. So yeah, and we'd love you to join us. We'd love to see you. And do you know what? Whilst I'm at it, I am going to also drop in a little plug for the membership because that is where I'm hanging out a lot as part of my Tutors Who Thrive community champ role. um, so the membership is called Tutors Who Thrive Together, and it is a gorgeous group of tutoring business owners supporting each other. And it's £28 a month, for which you get like exclusive podcasts, monthly workshops, weekly co-working sessions, which people I know have found like really useful just for focusing them in on getting those tasks done to move their business forward. Target setting and accountability, which is me poking at you, going, how you getting on? And also like celebrating your wins and cheering you on because we all need like a tribes and someone in our corner, don't we? So I would totally love it if you came to join us too. And we're always looking for more ways to add to the membership. So I'm thinking we would all like to put like a spa weekend on the expenses. Maybe we'd have like tutors who thrive together in a jacuzzi. Oh, hang on. Maybe that sounds wrong. Oh no. I don't know if I can edit that out. Anyway, I think the price is going to go up as well. So if you get in before that, you'll stay at just £28, which is a steal. Yeah, so that concludes the ad break. And just to wrap up, my first year as a professional tutor has been nothing short of incredible. And without a doubt, the most fulfilling year of my career. So I have gone from zero to I've now got a team of seven and my own gorgeous tuition space, over 75 like happy clients, taking over 7K a month. And it's still growing all the time. Um, but on top of all of that, which I'm dead proud of, I just feel myself again. And I'm happy and confident, and that's totally priceless. So tuition has absolutely changed my life. So my three words again before I go: intention, faith, connection. So set your sights, trust the process, and find your tribe. Thank you so much for listening. I hope I've done all right as the supply cover. See you all soon.